Welcome friends. In this series I'll be going through the material regarding the AWS Certified Machine Learning Specialty Exam. Code of the exam is MLSC01. So I will be trying to cover the course material and all the topics that are concerned with this particular exam. This is going to run in parallel to my own preparation for attempting to write this exam. So whatever knowledge I will be gaining, I'll try to share the knowledge across to help anybody else who is interested. So okay, without getting into more details for now, let's get started. So the overall curriculum for the exam is basically covers or segregated into four parts. First one is the data engineering part, which corresponds to around 20% of the total weightage of the exam. Then we have something called exploratory data analysis, where all the data analysis related techniques are covered in the examination, and questions related to that will be covered. And then the most critical part, or the most prominent part of the exam, is based on the actual modeling, where basically all the questions will be based on the different types of scenarios that are supposed to be covered in modeling, how the machine learning based applications in AWS can be modeled, and what are the different tools available that we need to use while considering ourselves to be a machine learning expert with AWS. And then the final thing is the implementation and the operations. So there will be questions related to that part. Whatever knowledge we have got from the previous three topics, it's basically a part of application of those knowledge, that particular set of knowledge. So it will comprise of around 20% of the total portion in the examination. Sorry, now getting into the more details. If you move to data engineering, so data engineering will cover, first of all, storage solutions. So it will be talking about S3 data lakes, or basically the AWS S3 service, which will be used to produce the data lakes. Data lake is nothing but a combination or a collection of data into a particular in a particular fashion, so that it makes it easy for accessing the data. Then on top of S3 will be also, apart from S3, basically will also be going through DynamoDB. That is another database service. It's a NoSQL database, which also is prominently used when we talk about machine learning solutions being built using AWS, and even in general. Then there is something called data transformation, where we'll be talking about services like Glue, and more specifically Glue with ETL. So Glue is a service that helps in processing the data into, or the right word is actually transforming the data using the different as per the business needs and the logic that is needed. So one form of data or one type of data can be converted into another type depending on the business requirement. So post this, there are some other services in data engineering, that is streaming, so we will be covering Kinesis and also Kinesis video streams. So Kinesis is one of the key services in AWS that is useful when we want to process data in a real time, or a scenario where the data is consistently coming from the source system in a continuous fashion, and we want to process that data. So we'll be covering that service. And then there is also a set of services related to workflow management, which is a data pipeline and also batch processing in AWS, and step functions. So these functions help in creating a flow, or combining the different steps as a complete process and a package that can be used and implemented using AWS. So this is also something that we are going to cover. Then moving to the next part, which is the exploratory data analysis. So in this, prominently we'll be covering three key services: data science related attributes or entities, analysis tools related entities, and also feature engineering, which is something I'll cover in the next slide. So when we talk about data science, so in that we will be going through very specifically the scikit-learn library, which is one of the key libraries, or one of the most common libraries being used when we talk about building any machine learning solutions or working with machine learning algorithms. Then we'll also be talking about data distribution, and then also trends and seasonality based data analysis or data science problems. And then talking about the analysis tools, we will be going through some of the analysis tools like Athena, QuickSight, and Elastic MapReduce. These are all services available within AWS, and we will be going through these services. And then there is also Apache Spark, which is technically not a part of default AWS suite, but it is heavily used in data analytics related applications. So we will be covering this as well. Then the third part, like I mentioned earlier, is feature engineering. So it will cover various imputation methods. Imputation is nothing but improvising on the existing data. For example, extrapolating the missing data or identifying the missing data based on average values, etc. So that is a kind of data imputation. Then outlier analysis. So in a given data distribution, identifying those data points which are either on the extreme right or extreme left, basically data points on the extreme ends of the distribution. Those are called outliers. So some kind of analysis over that. And then data binning and categorization. So basically segregating data into different categories and basically creating data clusters, something like that. So that is data binning. Then also log transformation, that is also log transforms is also another kind of step where which is an integral part of feature engineering. We'll be going through this as well. I'm not covering these services in detail right now. I'm planning to take each of these services in detail in some subsequent lectures, so or some subsequent videos. So yeah, you can bear with me on that. Then we'll be also covering a bit on one-hot encoding. This is another very prominent and common method when we talk about converting a categorical variable into some sort of numerical structured or numerically structured data, which is very important in any machine learning problem, because the more the amount of data we have in a numerical format, the faster or better our algorithms generally tend to work. So then the final thing is scaling and normalization, of course. So this is more related to having multiple features at different scales. So this will help basically to get each of those features in an optimum range. For example, talking about a feature A and feature B, which is responsible for a response or output for a model, then we would like to have a similar scale for both the features, where both feature A and B are scaling within a similar range, for example 0 to 100 for both. And we will be going through more details to get a detailed understanding on how this scaling and normalization works. Okay, so the next thing is, after exploratory data analysis, is the modeling part, which is, again, like I mentioned, it's the key part, which is almost more than like 35% of the total weightage in the exam. And here we'll be covering areas like deep learning, more specifically multi-layer perceptrons, CNNs, convolutional neural networks, recurrent neural networks, and then tuning and regularization techniques across all these different deep learning methods. And then the next thing and the most critical thing in this certification exam will be the AWS SageMaker service. Out of this 36%, approximately, I would say almost 30% is what corresponds only to SageMaker when it comes to the question patterns in the exam. So SageMaker, we will be covering in detail the architecture, the built-in algorithms that SageMaker already provides in the box, and then the model tuning part of SageMaker, and then the SageMaker integration with additional services and including services like Apache Spark. So we will be talking about that as well. Then also we'll be going through the high-level AI services, which are like the services already available in the box with AWS, like AWS Comprehend, Translate, Poly, Transcribe, Lex, Recognition, and then some of the newer services that have been recently introduced, like AWS Personalize, Forecast, and Textract. And then something called Deep Lens. We'll be also touching briefly on that. Then the next important thing is the evaluation and tuning of models. So we will be going through the very classical concepts of confusion matrix, root mean square error, and precision and recall values, and F1 score, and the receiver operational characteristics, ROC, and area under the curve, or ROC AUC curve, the most famous ROC AUC curve. So these are some of the topics to be covered under modeling. last we will be talking about the implementation and operations, like I mentioned, and primarily it will only be concentrating on AWS SageMaker operations. So that means we'll be covering how using SageMakers we can use containers or containerize our models. This is really useful when we want to build our models externally and not use any default service or algorithms that are available within AWS. So in that way, containers can be really useful while working with SageMaker. Then we'll be also going through the security part of SageMaker, how security is being handled when we use the SageMaker service. Then the different configuring the instance types, how a particular instance should be chosen when we want to run a SageMaker service on that in AWS. Then also the A/B testing, and then TensorFlow integration with SageMaker, Neo and Greengrass. These are some of the newer services with SageMaker, or very famous services with SageMaker. And then also SageMaker pipes, elastic inferences, and inference pipelines. So yeah, these are some of the services that we are going to cover. Now in this video, I only wanted to go through the outline of the different things that I'm looking to cover. Hopefully in the coming videos I'll continue with this series of videos, because I'm myself planning for the certification. So yeah, I just hope sharing this information with others may help both of us. Basically, I learn while sharing this information, and somebody else who is also looking to prepare may get at least some guidance and roadmap around this. So I hope this video was useful. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks a lot.